Where your mind is focused, there your life force energy travels. So it's not the Kundalini energy, the life force has to be activated, where it uplifts the mind along with it. Shaktipata is always given along with the Pranapata in the Sanatana Dharma. Kundalini energy. To be truthful, there is nothing called as Kundalini energy. There is something called as Kundalini. Now, human beings have the body, mind, and in the mind we have the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. The modern psychology or the modern understanding stops there. But the Sanatana Dharma says there is something called prana or life force. This life force is always culminated or in conjunction with the mind. Where your mind is focused, there your life force energy travels. That is the reason why when you visualize or certain practices like that, when you focus on a specific part, entire energy in the body concentrates there, they say. Now, so energy is different, prana, life force is different, because this is more concentrated and more specific. This Kundalini, the life force energy and the mind's basic root, is settled in the Mooladhara, they say. As you see, in the ancient or in the old days, we have this buttermilk churning process where our age-old or women used to churn buttermilk with a stick, churning stick between their hands. The churning stick used to have a very heavy wood at the base, and when they used to hold it, the specific or the center of gravity of that churning stick would always be at the bottom. And as long as the churning stick has the center of gravity at the bottom, the churning stick would easily rotate in between the hands. If you invert it and keep the center of gravity, the heavy wooden ball, on the top and try to move your hand, the churning stick falls down. The same thing. Now, the life force energy, the life force, it should not be called as energy also. The life force and the root of the concentrated energy of the mind. Together, they form, and at the base of the human spine, now this energy and life force culminate to form something called as Kundalini. Mind, though, is sporadic, monkey-like, or anything that you can call, is also very, very powerful and eternal. You cannot kill a mind, because mind is pure energy. And that is the reason why energy can never be destroyed or created. It can be converted from one form to another. That is the reason why mind acts like a monkey. So it jumps from one point to another. It alters its shape of existence, but its existence is eternal. Life force is one purest form of existential intelligence, which is absolute eternal. Now, this life force is, the Shakti is razor sharp, double-edged sword kind of a thing. It can create anything for you. It can also be used to destroy the very life it has given birth to. So this life force, which works to destroy and which works to create, when it is connected or culminated with the energy of the mind, now it creates the creative capability within the human being. So this stays in the Mooladhara because the center of gravity, now my thoughts and my life force, if they are at the base of the spine, the entire human ecosystem is in perfect order and it is staying in this ever spinning cosmos. You human, that is the reason why they say we human beings have chakras, and these chakras are also spinning clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. So to activate this Kundalini and to change your life, this question. So it's not the Kundalini energy, the life force has to be activated where it uplifts the mind along with it. Now the life force or the existential intelligence, both are the same. They do not have a specific agenda for you. Your body, you can use your own body intelligence to make yourself. You keep saying, I am a fat person, I am a fat person. The modern psychologists accept you become fat. You keep saying to yourself, I am a thin person, I am a thin person, you become thin. Life force, pure existential intelligence in your body that can work to make your liver may produce a lot of fat cells for you and even metabolize a lot of fat cells for you. That intelligence has no agenda for you. Your mind has. Now it is listening to your mind, and that is the reason why your life is as is. Now, with the divine or the existential intelligence, a guru who has understood, experienced the infinite potential and the existential intelligence enormousness, that guru sends not the energy, his life force, Shakti. That is the reason why it is called as Shakti Pata, the flood of the Shakti is sent towards the sadhak, and now the life force, the intelligence, the pure existential intelligence within you is awakened. So Kundalini is awakened. Now along with this existential intelligence within you, the mind also, because it is attached to it, it also needs to awaken. Now, because the mind is like a energy, thought, also a particle, now every object continues to be in its own state of motion until otherwise compelled by external force. So it continues to be in its own state of flow or going. If you have a certain personality, if you have a certain thought, you keep living with that thought. Until otherwise, an external impact happens into your system. Impact happens into your system, you don't change your mind. You have a habit of thinking in a certain way. You keep thinking in that way. Something impactful happens to you, then you change. Yes? So, what is happening here? The true existential intelligence is awakened through the Shaktipata, but the mind continuously tries to resist. That is the reason why in amateur Kundalini sadhana processes, you find a lot of kriya happening to them. The sadhak is moving, jumping and all that. That's because the prana, the life force intelligence, is trying to shift its center of gravity along with the mind, but the mind is trying to resist. It's a violent fight. These are amateurs. But the truth is, if you understand the science, Shaktipata is always given along with the Pranapata in the Sanatana Dharma. Pranapata is very important because this prana, the life force intelligence, existential intelligence, the seat of existential intelligence in human body is at the heart. That is the reason why they say, Yogi Hrudyana Gamyam Mande Vishnam Bhavabhayaharam. The infinite intelligence called the Narayana, the seat is in the heart. But the mind tries to pull it down to the Mooladhara. Now, the life force or the existential intelligence which has settled in your Mooladhara, not only that should be awakened, with the Pranapata, when your seat of existential intelligence in the heart, if that is also awakened, then it has an enormous power. That will try to move your Kundalini in the specific gravity within you, not the specific gravity, the center of mass. That will try to move the center of mass within you in an upward direction and move it in such a fashion where you feel an automatic change in your life. Because what happens is, until otherwise, mind is continuously impacted with certain situation, certain scenario, or a certain opportunity, or a certain happening in your life. You don't change your thinking, or you don't change your thought pattern, if you notice. But man is supposed to have natural, effortless evolution. His mind has to continuously evolve. If you see children, they're so exuberant and they continuously learn and they continuously try to acquire a state of mind where they understand. Not just understand, now they perceive. And they quickly grasp things. That is because human mind in the life has a certain stage. Now, when a child is born, the child is born below that limit. So, till the child reaches to that state of mind, the prarabdha, they say, it is easy for the child to naturally absorb, perceive, and quickly gain understanding about stuff. The moment the child reaches a state of evolution, from there it becomes difficult. Some children lose their quick perceptive intelligence at the age of 6, at the age of 7, at the age of 8, somebody at the age of 9. By the time they reach 10-year-old, they become that 10-year-old mark. Most children lose that perceptive intelligence. Why is that so? Because now the trajectory, the parabolic path in which the life force has to evolve in their life is set. That's the way they go. So you change your life, so you change your mind. And mind without impact cannot change. But mind effortlessly can put into a path of evolution if the existential intelligence, and which is at the seat, or whose seat is at the heart chakra, anahata. This chakra also is very unique. Generally we say chakra, but everybody says it is like a lotus flower. Now, lotus flower is not like a chakra, and chakra is not like a lotus flower. To a certain stage, an unawakened chakra looks like a circle, so it is a chakra. And awakening chakra looks like a lotus bud. The petals keep opening. Even when the complete lotus flower is not fully open, it looks circular. But once the lotus flower is totally open, it has various dimensions to it. It's another subject, but that awakening happens and automatically thought evolution happens. At this moment, if Shivapata, the flood of that pure existential intelligence is also provided, then there is an enormous change. Every few days you will feel your mind and your life has transformed. The way you think, the way you feel, the way you perceive has transformed, and you regain that childlike, quick perceptive intelligence where you quickly perceive things and grow in life. So You need to activate it through the Shaktipata, Pranapata, and Shivapata. And it's not a force, it's existential intelligence which is stuck or mixed with the mind. That is the reason why in our Sanatana Dharma, Kundalini is also named as Chit Shakti. Shakti in Sanskrit has many meanings. So energy is also Shakti, but existential intelligence or pure intelligence is also Shakti. And that is the reason why in Sanatana Dharma we have different layers of Shakti. Am I clear with you? We have, the Mallamma or the Grama Devatas, all they are Shakti. Tripura Sundari is also Shakti. Durga is Shakti. Am I clear with you? And they are all one, but they are different. So it's a very fine understanding. Once you have this Shaktipata, Pranapata, and Shivapata, you will definitely have that natural evoluting mind. If you are depressed, it's very difficult for you to come out of that. People will motivate you, you get motivated. After one day, you lose your motivation because you're not truly impacted. The life force is not moving in the direction. People try to give you ideas, you take them, you want to motivate, you want to keep yourself going, but then after a few hours, you lose that momentum. Why is that so? Because it's not just the mind, it is the life force within us that also needs to be awakened. That is the reason why in Sanatana Dharma we have this Lord Narayana with 3-headed snake, Lord Narayana with 8-headed snake, Lord Narayana with 16-headed snake. There are various photo depictions, painting depictions, and various maps given, because they never said Narayana is somebody, a god sitting in the sky. They said Aham Brahmasmi, pure existential intelligence, the Narayana, the Shiva, the Brahma, everything is you, the I am within you. To the extent of your inner infinite potential, experienced, awakened within you, you have this Urdhva Mukha, the upward directed snake. Now it's like a snake because it either your life either sinks down, crawls down, or you crawl up. Through you don't have, though your mind has an instant transformation, you have a thinking pattern. Suddenly something happens in your life. You get transformed. You get the impact of the situation and you change your mind. But that change in mind to result as change in life, it takes time. It's a slow trickling down or climbing up process. Yes or no? Are you able to understand? Good. So, how do you awaken it? You can awaken it with Shaktipata, Pranapata, and Shivapata and have an effortless, continuous, constant existential intelligence experience within you, pure intelligence experience within you, and change your life. How to do that? A sadhak on his own cannot, because a consciousness that has created a problem cannot solve its own problem. Am I clear with you? A mathematics professor who has understood mathematics to an extent, he can create problems in the mathematics for the student. Am I clear with you? So, a sadhak on his own cannot activate it, because a consciousness that has created a problem cannot solve on its own. It is, you need to find a guru who can give you the Shaktipata, Pranapata, and Shivapata simultaneously, and only he can awaken it. He or she can awaken it.